Good morning, everyone! Especially good morning, Ma'am Tamara!
Before we formally start our discussion about informative communication, we would like to introduce ourselves first.
I am Angela Siga Costa.
My name is Liza Raboy Wrigley.
And I am Janina Ampo.
I'm Rochelle May Sabanal.
And Angela Rosa Montanez White.
And we are the Group 1.
Good afternoon or good morning, rather. Good morning, everyone. So once again, I am here in front of you to discuss about informative communication. So informative communication or informative itself, it means that gives information or knowledge. While the communication rather, it is a process of sharing information for two or more people. So the informative communication is all about explaining things that in a way that is easy to understand. So it is like it's like clear, friendly guide. So for your audience to be able to understand you more, you must always use a simple language, not confusing words. And you must always think that informative communication always sticks to facts and not adding unnecessary details, nor to give your own opinion. So that is, you must use a factual details and verifiable sources. For example, for that is in spoken. So in spoken, for example, is newscast report. So newscast report is the newscaster always gives an information that is factual. For example, is weather forecast. So weather forecast is you're not going to tell your audience that tomorrow we're going to have a typhoon, but there's no typhoon. So you must always consider the facts. You must always there's a lot of process to that. For example, for written. So for written is example is newspapers, magazines. So they're not going to write a report or a news in the newspapers that is not factual or verifiable from their sources. So you're not going to say in the what do you mean this in the newspapers that you're not going to say that there is a ex-convict that out of the prison. So you're not going to say that without a verifiable source that ex-convict is really out of the prison. So, for my next reporter, we're going to discuss by Ms. Janina Ampo.
Thank you, Ms. Burgley, for sharing information about informative communication. So let's dive into the elements of the informative communication. So first we have is purpose. You have to clearly identify what is your purpose when you are doing a speech. Like for example, when you are doing a speech in front of a crowd, so your purpose is to share information and also to entertain them. And also when you are doing a speech, you have to think about which category best describes your overall goal with speech, so that the audience might able to understand what is the topic all about. So next we have the next elements we have is the audience. You have to identify what is the needs of the audience so that their attention might focus on your speech, and also you have to catch their attentions when you are doing a speech. And that's all for my part, and the next reporter will be Ms. Costa.
Okay, good morning once again. I am Angela Siga Costa. So now let's move on to the third element of informative communication, which is the content. So for the content, you must provide accurate and relevant information so that it ensures that your audience is receiving reliable and truthful information. And also, it ensures that your message is clear, credible, and beneficial for your audience. Like, for example, you could, in your claims, your claims is all about the benefits of exercise. So in order to To support your data or your information, you could provide a factual data, or you could provide a scientific studies and real life example. So that's the third element. For the fourth element, which is the delivery. When we say delivery, it's about the bridge between your content and your audience. It's how you bring your information to life and make it more engaging and memorable. Like for your delivery, you could engage your audience with your own style and presentation. Like for example, in your delivery, you could include visuals, story, and also humor to make your information more memorable and relatable. So that's it for my part. I will give you to Miss Huay to explain more further.
Thank you, Ms. Acosta. And now let's proceed for the objective. We all know that objective is also called our main goals, right? And by conducting an objective, it is important to have a facts and data. What I mean is that we don't need personal opinions and bias. And for the next one is the clarity or the clearness. It is to provide a clear language for our listeners and our students to help them to understand and to have them to focus and to be able to create a better comprehension as well.
So now let us move on. We have here accuracy. Accuracy involves presenting factual and verifiable information that is critical to build trust and credibility. This means to ensure that your content is supported by reliable evidence, data, or expert opinion that leaves no room for misinformation. Next is relevance. Relevance is all about tailoring your content to address specific needs, interests, or concerns of your audience. You should avoid unnecessary details and focus on information that directly impacts or benefits them. And lastly, we have engagement. Engagement involves delivering your message in engaging in interactive manner. You can use storytelling, visuals, or thought-provoking questions that can hold your audience attention and make the information more memorable. So, balancing these elements ensures that your communication is clear, impactful, and effective. And that's all. Thank you.